Hi, how you doing? Gotta turn this off. What's going on? Hey, welcome to the replay. I had something to say to replay people today. I can't remember what it was. I had a whole thing. I was like, I'll say this to replay people today. I remember what it is. I'm sorry that you're watching this in the replay. If you're watching this in the replay because I go on too late for you, and a week or so ago I said, hey, I'm going to start doing them earlier too, and then I haven't done that yet. I'm sorry about that. I keep meaning to, but the days just aren't allowing me to. So as soon as I can, I will do lives earlier in the day when I can, as often as I can, because I know that there are people who don't live in the Eastern United States time zone, and this is not the best time for you. So I'm sorry about that. So anyway, if you're in the replay, sorry, but let me know that you're in the replay. Right, hashtag replay, hashtag replay person, replay artist, replayer, any replay associated hashtag will do, or, make up your own. All right, enough of replay people. Hi guys, how are you, the live people? Live people rock. Well, we're all live, really, I suppose, but they're not all here. Anyway, Mikey's here. Hey y'all, Mikey, you're like the first commenter every day. It's like, I think you've got like I haven't been counting, but you've got like a running thing going on. You're the first commenter every day lately. So keep it up. And Ray is here. Where'd Mikey go? Oh, Ray's here. Oh, that's news. Interstate. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Ray. Aruna's here. Aloha. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Stephanie's here. Hey. Made it to a live. Yay. Actually, I'm sorry, but I was informed by Facebook to kick you off any lives because you're in Facebook jail. So sorry, you got to go. I'm only kidding. Aruna, yeah, that's nice. And Marsha's here. Hey, Bobby, good evening. Hey, Marsha, how you doing? Nice to see you as well. All right, you know what? Let's get started. Worth. I called this one worth, but after I wrote my spiel, I realized I should have called it value. And funny thing is, I had value first, and I changed it to worth, and it turned out to be value. But they both work. Anyway, what is art worth? Is really the question I was asking myself. What is art worth? We've been pointing out you have people who are having a hard time starting any kind of an art business, don't know how to sell their paintings, don't know how to sell them for enough money, can sell one but can't sell 10, or then you see somebody else who sells one for $10,000. And it's like, why is that worth this and this one's worth that? And I want to talk about that a little bit today. We're going to talk about that a lot over time, but we're going to start to touch upon that today. So I think it starts with the value of art. I really wished I called this one value. So let's pretend that I did, and we're going to talk about value. Because I think, tell me if you agree or disagree, and then, just write like yes or no in the comments. And then when I read that comment later, I'll have no idea what you're talking about. But that's always fun. I think that people, society, in general, at large, will say, oh, I like art, art's cool, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But they don't value art. People don't value art. I think as a society, people don't value art. They'll look at something somebody draws and be like, oh, that's really good. Or, you're a great artist. Or I wish I had that talent. Everybody wishes they had that talent. But nobody values it, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, when you think of society or something, whenever there's budget cuts, whenever there's anything, and the politicians are all like, we need to be on austerity, or, the budget doesn't get passed for your school district or something like that. What's the first thing they cut? They cut art. That's the first thing they cut. Oh, well, we can't have this art program anymore. Oh, we didn't get enough money for that. Nobody would think of cutting the math program. I'm not saying that they should, but they shouldn't be cutting the art program either, right? And the funny thing is, too, in business, if you ever have worked for businesses, my business has primarily been B2B. So I have business clients who hire me for branding, marketing, art, and design and stuff like that. And whenever a business goes into, whenever there's an economic downturn, oh, the economy, right? What's the first thing they do? Oh, well, we gotta slash our marketing budget. Why? Because people don't value art. They don't value the effort that it takes to create something to entice people to do something, or to entice people to feel something. Really, it's more about feeling than it is about doing. So, but we know that art is tied to our self-worth. We are artists. So I want to talk about three things today. And the first is a comment that Kirsten made. Oh, hey, she's here. Good. I see your comment, Kirsten. Hi. So Kirsten put a comment in my thing, because every day, if you're new to the group, by the way, I do Daily Fuel every day. Earlier in the day, I do a post with a picture and a thing about what Daily Fuel is about. And if you've read them, it says, if you want to be tagged on the live later, let me know. Just do a like or a heart or a comment. I'll tag you when I go live. I also have a list for if you would like me to tag you every day. So you can let me know that anytime. Just, hey, tag me for your lives every day. And I will. But Kirsten wrote in that thing that, because I said, what is the value of art? She answered, well, it's immeasurable spiritual value. Immeasurable spiritual value. Can't measure it. Like, it's priceless spiritually. But then money, right? It was a comment that was 17 lines long. The first three words were immeasurable spiritual value, but money, right? I'm sorry to pick on you, Kirsten. You're not alone. This is the way most of us, if not all of us, think and feel. Because we think that money is more important than spiritual value. Case in point, everything I just said earlier about businesses cutting marketing, schools cutting art programs. The money is more important than the spiritual value, the esoteric, is that the word? The ethereal value that we get from art. Can't pay bills with, spiritual value. Can't pay anything with spiritual value. The money is the thing, according to everybody. So, but spiritual value is what drives us. It's what gets us out of bed in the morning. It's what makes us, oh my God, I have to be a painter, a sculptor, a musician, or this or that, because I love just throwing dollar bills in the air and watching them land on me when I'm done with a painting. No, it's because the finished product, the showing it to people, the bringing it out, the creation process of it is so amazing to us. We have to do it, whether we were getting paid for it or not. Most of us are artists, whether we're paid for it or not. We doodle, we sketch, we draw, we do things. You can't stop us. Right? It never stops coming out. By the way, yesterday I was very tired, and if you noticed in my live, I had a sore throat by the end of it. My voice. Today is the opposite. Today I'm like, let's go. Anyway, so not to pick on Kirsten, because any one of us could have posted that comment, but most people value money over spiritual value. And so that's number one, is the spiritual value is very important because it's what drives us. Number two is something Hector said to me today. If you know Hector, he's the Hector. Is it Reyes? He's he's the steampunk guy, right? He makes some of my favorite stuff that I've seen in this group, and I really like steampunk stuff, so it's really, really cool. And he sent me a message earlier today that he was floored. A client grabbed him by the shoulders, he said, and shook him. Who does that, right? And to let him know how much his art impacted this guy's life and business. What an amazing thing, right? To have somebody grab you by the shoulders and say, your art matters to me. You have no idea how it has affected me, my life, my business, my this, right? It doesn't matter what thing was affected. Just the fact that they felt it and had the need to come and grab a body part of yours and shake it to let you know, hey, get it in your head. You have value. What you did matters to me. It has changed me. It has impacted me. And I want us to be aware of that, because we don't know who's being impacted by our work. We don't always know. We create something, we post it, your mom likes it, your grandma, whoever, right? And sometimes that's all you get back. That's all you see. You're like, I'm posting things and you don't know, but you don't know about that person who sees it and doesn't comment, doesn't like it, doesn't say anything, yet gets such immense joy from it, just feels inspired or motivated by you. We don't know until suddenly we do, because they start coming out of the woodwork if you do it long enough. And it's very interesting what I'm seeing happening in this group. There are 660 people in this group right now. I can't name all 660 of you. I don't know all 660 of you. I would love to, but I don't. Some of you are very active in the group. I know you. I see you out on regular Facebook. We're friends. We talk. Some of you message me like Hector, right? And some of you, I have no idea that I'm reaching you. None. I have no idea until all of a sudden I get a hint. Because somebody invites a friend into the group. And I'm like, who is this person inviting people into the group? I don't even know this person. I looked them up. Sure enough, they're a member. Obviously, they're inviting people into the group. But could you imagine, like, do you just go around inviting people into groups that don't mean anything to you? I don't. Do you tell people that you don't know, or tell your friends, oh, by the way, that restaurant? I've never been there, but you should go eat there. We don't do that. We refer people to things that we like. And so when I see people that I don't know, I haven't interacted yet, inviting their friends into this group, they're basically saying, I think you should come in here because I'm in here and I like it. That is a hint to me that I'm reaching people that I don't even know that I'm reaching. So you are too, is my point, is we all are. But you can't post something once and get no likes, no comments, and be like, this stinks, this doesn't work. You have to do it every day. You have to do it all the time. And you can't stop. And you have to do it on the days when nobody shows up. If I do a live and nobody shows up, I still do the live because there are people in the replay. You got to post. You got to put it out there. You got to show it to people. And then you have to show the next thing. And then you have to show the next thing. And then you have to show the next thing. And eventually they start showing up because we don't know the spiritual value and how it's affecting other people. And all of this is leading to number 3, which is where we started. Kirsten, immeasurable spiritual value, but money. The money value. Now, why do I put this one last? I put this one last because everybody else puts it first, and that's backwards. Money is only a mirror of the spiritual value. It's just a reflection. So looking at your money situation and crying about your money situation is like looking in the mirror, seeing something on your face, and instead of taking it off your face, you're wiping the mirror. It's backwards. You can't do that. When you look at your money situation, the money is only a reflection of the spiritual value that you're feeling from the work and the art and what you're putting out into the world. So when that spiritual value is going up, the money will go up. Not the same day, but eventually, if you push it up and keep it up and keep it up and then do it the next day and do it the next day. And if your spiritual value is coming down, well, then the money is going to reflect coming down. Now, before you say, yeah, but, because I know what the yeah, but is. The yeah, but is, yeah, but my spiritual value is always up. I love what I do. I love being an artist. I can't help it. My spiritual value is, I get immeasurable spiritual value from it. But the money's not reflecting that. Well, because I only gave you half of it. The spiritual value has to be up, and all right. So the money is a mirror of your spiritual value, and how much you worry about money. So if you have your spiritual value up, and how much you worry about money is up, well, then you're going to get a mix of that, and that's the money value that you get back. So how much do you worry about money? If you can stop worrying about money, I know it's hard. I worry about money. Everybody worries about money because it's drilled into your heads. And especially for us as artists, what do we hear? Oh, I want to be an artist when I grow up. Really? You sure you don't want to be a doctor? Did you see Saturday Night Live this week? Literally this week, just on Saturday. Did you see it? If you didn't, there's a skit where 3 families and the sons are home from college, and the one of them, they're all saying, oh, it's so nice that you boys are home from college. Joey, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm going to school for art school, and I made this thing, and they show a sculpture, and he's like, and I won a prize. And they're like, oh, that's great. And what about you, Billy? What are you doing? And Billy is going to school to be a doctor, right? And his parents are all so proud. Oh, yeah, he's going to medical school, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's proud of these kids until Billy, the student says, actually, Mom and Dad, I switched my majors to art. I'm going to be an artist too. And now the parents went ballistic. What do you mean you're switching majors to art? Because you can't make money as an artist. Well, what about Joey? You just said he's doing great. What are you talking about? This is an ugly sculpture. He's going to be a homeless bum. That was the whole skit. And everybody's laughing. Ha ha ha. This is what we grew up listening to. This is what we're told every single day. It's wrong. But it's what society believes. It's what everybody believes. And it's what I think in many ways we believe when we are looking at this thing saying, I can't stop making this. It's coming out of me, and yet I can't make money with it. The money is a mirror of that value that we place on the spiritual aspect of what we make, but it's also a reflection of how much we believe that it's not worth it, that people don't value it, that I can't stop worrying about it. That is the third thing. And that's what we're going to really be pinpoint. I'm not going to go deeper into it today. I'm sure I will with these comments because I see 1,000 essays. So let's just get started with that. Hi. Let's go to the comments. Mikey, Ray, Aruna, Stephanie, Marcia, I'm in the live. Yes, you are, Aruna. Here, says Kirsten, I made it. Good, I'm glad you made it. Stephanie, haha, very funny. Hector was here too. Hector, what's up, buddy? Hello, Ray. What did you do to your arm? Oh, you know what? I got poison ivy, and this thing is disgusting looking. So I covered it with a Band-Aid so that you guys didn't have to look at it, because I'm nice. It's really, like, you can see I got a couple of them right here. Yeah, we were doing yard work, my son and I had long sleeves on, and then it got hot, and I took it off for some reason and forgot, and brushed up against something and didn't notice it. But this one is just gross. You don't want to see it. Maybe you do, but you're not going to. So, let's see. Don't say it, says Kirsten. You're going to say marketing. We are constantly having to defend our purpose. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's the first thing businesses cut, right? Oh, the economy, or there's a downturn, or we lost this client, or blah, 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 blah. Well, we gotta stop hemorrhaging cash. So let's cut marketing. Now, if you're not in business, right, that's kind of like, I can't even think. It's just ridiculous because the marketing is the thing that drives the engine. It's kind of like, we're on this road trip and, let's just not get gas is basically what you're saying. Somebody gave me this. Who's that? Is that Bobby? Let's see. I'm going to guess Bobby. Who is it? Can't see anybody. It's Landon. Oh, I should have guessed Landon. Oh, I should have known. Hey, what's up, buddy? Landon, you didn't click the eCam button? That's why I didn't guess you. Anyway, you're probably gone. Karina says, so true, but appreciation is growing. What's true? See, this is what I mean. I said something that's true, but appreciation is growing. Let's see. If that was the marketing thing, then that's when I was saying that the art things get cut and people don't. Yeah, by the way, I was being very hard. I know that there are people who appreciate art, and definitely that is not the reality that we live in. I'm saying that is how a lot of people think, but, and we're going to get into this deeper in other lives, our perception of that is what creates that in our reality. It's why I'm glad Landon's here, right? It's why that I would have a web design business where it would be, I could barely even get a $1,500 or a $3,000 client some days, and then I'd see that guy with a web design business get a $30,000 client. Is his website like 50 times better than mine? No. But his perception is that he's got this particular value, and he can he'll attract the clients that would pay that. Why? And you guys were talking about in the comments before, the Kirsten and Robin were saying the artist that duct taped a banana to the canvas, right? Or what's his name? Banksy. I forget how to say his name. Who makes the ones that get destroyed, right? Why are their works so much money and yours aren't? Is it because people don't, right? It's like if we have this perception that people don't appreciate art. I wasn't saying that people do not. I was saying that we have a perception that they don't because it's been drilled in our heads. That's what society has drilled into our heads. But some artists don't have that perception. They live in a world where people appreciate art and invest in it and spend a lot of money in it and will look for up-and-coming artists and things. And they look for that, and they believe in that, and they find that. We find what we believe in. Whew. Mikey, artists have always been undervalued in their time, especially. How many times have we heard that's not really work, or you need a real job to fall back on? Yeah, that's why I put, if you noticed, the image for today's thing. I did the Van Gogh at the Met. I just saw that one last year, right before the lockdown started. We went to the Met and I saw that painting in real life. The Van Gogh is self-portrait. That's the one for the graphic today. Because he was not appreciated in his life. He died penniless. And now his works are priceless. Why? Because they got better? No. Because they were always amazing, but it took time for people to appreciate them because the artist didn't believe that anyone would appreciate them. So he had to die for people to be able to appreciate them. Robin gives me hearts. Thank you. Yes. Is that Landon? Who's that? No, that's Bobby. Okay, yes. I don't know why you're saying yes, but you're agreeing with me, so I'll take it. Ray says, I need a button I can push here, and it lights up there and says, breathe. That's funny. By the time you read this, anything, you might have passed out. Nah, I'm okay. I'm good, but thank you for that. Wow, Hector's story. Yeah, Hector's story was cool. Robin said, Kirsten, my ego wants money because it's a measurement of worth, being special. My true self wants my art to simply be unconditional love that I share with the world. Okay. Your true self also wants money, by the way. Your true self wants money because money is a reflection of the spiritual value. It's not a separate thing. It's not just an ego thing. It's not just like as if your ego is some evil thing that all I want is money, 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 money. Right? That's that feeling like wanting money is cheating somebody or stealing it or something like that. And that's not the case at all. The art has spiritual value, and monetary value is a reflection of the spiritual value. So if you are putting your heart and soul into your work, which I believe that all of us here are, then we should be getting a comparable monetary value. The reason we're not is because we don't believe in that connection. That's the reason. So my suggestion to you, Kirsten, would be to rephrase that comment there. My ego wants money because it's a measurement of worth, being special. Your ego wants money because your ego wants things. Your ego, it lives in this 3D world. But your spirit wants money too because your spirit understands that money is just a tool we use in the 3D world to be able to buy more paint, to be able to open that store you want, to be able to get in the gallery, to be able to buy that space that you need, to be able to buy the new computers that you need. We need money for those things. We should not be apologetic because we want money for our art. So that's just, I feel like this is the pick on Kirsten live. So I'm sorry about that, Kirsten, but I just want to point out that tiny difference there. Richard says, hi, Bobby. Hi, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hector says, you have to do it every day, I learned. Yes, you do. I think you're talking about putting your work out there, right? Hector, man, you're showing up all the time, putting your work out there. But just because you put it out on the first day or the second day or the 15th day or the 100th day doesn't mean that anyone's going to knock on your door and say, hey, good job, I love your stuff. No one's going to do that until all of a sudden they grab you by the shoulders and are like, you have impacted my life. You can't impact anyone's life by making something and posting on Facebook one day and then being like, this stinks, nobody looked at it, bleh, and then not showing up again. There's no impact there. The momentum happens by doing it again and again and again and again and again. And again. And again. Ray says, just miss one time you don't do something and you find out who's out there. I haven't missed a hug yet on my Facebook page, but sometimes I've been late. And I'm amazed at who tells me they were worried something had happened. Right? Exactly. It's nice to know that people are touched by such a small bit of heart. That's wonderful. That's a great story, Ray. Thank you for sharing that. Melinda, hey Melinda, how you doing? Starving artist, yeah, right. That's a cliche, right? The starving artist. Nobody thinks of the starving doctor, the starving lawyer, right? No, you're becoming a lawyer. Oh, good for you. You'll have plenty of work to do, right? I've said this before. My daughter's going to FIT. She knows so many friends. She's a senior in high school. She knows a lot of friends in high school that are seniors and going to college that are applying to colleges to be physical therapists or doctors or med school or something like that. Why? Money. And that's the reason. There may be a few of them, I'm sure, that will love it, that's their calling. They want to be doctors or physical therapists or whatever. But many of them, she knows through gymnastics and stuff, and they just know that, oh, I can use my gymnastics experience and become a physical therapist because I know they make a lot of money and I'll be okay. That's a really great way to be miserable in life, because there are people who the money comes a different way other than as a reflection of the spiritual value, and the spiritual value isn't reflecting the money. And then it becomes, this is worthless to me. I don't have the happiness that I want. I have all the money that I want and none of the happiness. And then people who are unhappy because they don't have money just look at them and go, oh, boo-hoo, you have so much money and you're not happy. Oh, the world's smallest violin. Well, it's just as unhappy. It's just as unhappy. You need both. You need both. Robin says, wow, Bobby. Let's just leave it there. I like it just right there. Awesome. No, I'm kidding. Like I've been meaning to send a package to Sam Gillian for over a year to tell him how he impacted me from back in the 70s when I interviewed him for a paper for American University. And we had just the best artist to artist talk that I will always remember. That's cool. And I wonder if he even remembers me. I'm sure he does. But even if he doesn't, I've wanted to let him know how much it meant to me. He has no idea. Just like you say that we have no idea if or how our may mean something to others. Our art may mean something to others. Exactly. Tell him. Even if he doesn't, you're putting energy out there. You just don't know where the energy comes back from. So tell him. Melinda, I'm working on consistency in posting. Good. Consistency is key. Sadly, yes, so many people look at art as a hobby. Yeah, exactly. It's not a real thing to many people. Okay, let's change the mindset there. And this is my fault because it's how I said it and it's how I started it. People think that. People say that. Yes, they do. But our recognition of that will enhance it. We can say, okay, that's a reality. People don't appreciate art. Let's put that on a shelf. Let's create a new reality where people do appreciate art, where people want to pay for art, where school districts don't cut the art program, because they don't all cut the art program. That's not a universal rule. That's just a thing that many of us have noticed happen, right? And not every client cuts their marketing budget when the economy takes a downturn. Not all of them do. Some of them do. And maybe my experience was that most of them or all of them do, but I don't have every client in the world. I have my clients. And that guy who's making 50 grand a website has his clients, and none of them do. Let's create that reality and bring that over here. Let's take this reality where nobody appreciates art. We don't need that. Let's create a new reality where everyone appreciates art. We create that through saying it. Just start with affirmations. I'm an artist and people appreciate my art. I'm an artist and that's a real job. And I do really well with it and I love it. And I create things that are of extreme value to people. I am impacting people's lives, with my art. If Hector can do it, we can all do it. So yeah, Hector, yes, put money second and money has a way of finding you. Yeah, it works for me. Sometimes customers offer an amount higher than I expected. Put art first and money will follow. Yes. And I'll add to that, work towards not worrying about money so much. It's hard. It's not the easiest thing to do. You won't do it in a day. But if you've listened to my lives where I talked about the Dr. Joe work, he talks about breaking the habit of being yourself. So if worrying about money is a habit, you can meditate on that and ask for help. Help me break this habit. And what do I want to change this habit to? Well, I would rather feel this way. I started doing this thing where I had this mantra where I would say, my stability comes from me. If I was worried about money, say I was worried about paying bills or paying rent or something like that, and I would worry that because my client, I had this one big client at the time who would pay me late. So I was suddenly had this feeling like if you pay me late, then I'm late paying this, and then that happens, blah, and then there's bank fees and all this crap, right? And I would create this reality that kept happening month after month after month until finally I started having this mantra where I would say to myself, he is not my stability. My stability comes from me, and I create it from within. And I would say that all the time. My stability comes from me. My stability comes from me. My stability comes from me. Well, he stopped paying me late. He started paying me more on time. In fact, now he doesn't pay me at all because he's not even a client anymore. The COVID thing shut down their business for a little while. But because I had that mantra and that belief, I had started feeling that stability coming from me, and I wasn't having that problem with him anymore. And even when he wasn't able to do anything anymore, the universe was just like, we don't need him. It doesn't come from him. Well, that was just how we were paying you. That was the path of least resistance to get you the money. But you're creating it from you. You were creating it from you, and then it would just come from him. He just write a check and give it to you because that was the path of least resistance. But now he can't do it anymore. That's greater resistance on his end. So we're going to give it to you over here. Here, this one's got it, and this one's got it, and that one's got it. And it's been months since I've worked for him, and it just never stopped. It just came from all different places. So that's how you stop worrying about money. You don't just wake up and be like, I'm not going to worry about that anymore. I just won't pay that. Who cares? What are they going to do? Well, they're going to do something. But, that's not how you do it. You have to work at it a little bit at a time and a little bit at a time. And before you know it, you start believing it. And then you start feeling it. And then you start noticing it. But it takes time and it takes effort. And you got to do it every day. And again, wow, we're covering a lot today. Hector, yes, put money salary. I read that one. Robin, it's the starving artist thing that goes along with and/or went along with the you need to make money thing. Yeah, our parents, right. Yeah, all that stuff that we were talking about. Marcia, I really believe that you have to be spiritual in order to appreciate the art that's part of the universe. If you could truly appreciate the beauty in the universe, you will be awed by what a person can create, because they already recognize nature's art. If you are not in tune with nature and spirit, you will never appreciate the beauty of art that people create. It can't be taught. It's learned through awareness. You know what? Cool. Let's take that for a second. Those are the people, if we believe that, right? The people who appreciate art, appreciate nature, appreciate spirit, appreciate all of this stuff. I wanted to create a group of artists, but I didn't want it to just be any old artists. I wanted it to be artists who were into spirituality as well. Well, I could have said, I don't know anyone like that. They don't exist. And that would be that. That was the end of the day, right? But I didn't do that. I said, you know what? Let's just see. And I created this group. And you know how many people were in the group the moment I started it? 0. Well, one, I was in the group, right? One, me. Here I am, right? So this group is literally a reflection of me. Everybody that comes into it is seeing something that I'm putting out and saying, yeah, I like that. I want to be a part of that. And then they stay because they continue to like it and want to be a part of it. There are 660 people in this group as of today, but there have been much more than 660 that have joined the group. It might have been more like 800 or 900 by now that have joined the group, but have left because for whatever reason, it doesn't resonate with them anymore. Maybe they don't like something. It doesn't matter. I don't really care, because all I want it to be is I want it to be an expression of my spiritual artistry that then gets amplified by the expressions from your spiritual artistry, and we resonate on that. And only the people who resonate on that are going to hang around. Everyone else is either going to forget the group exists or leave. And that's fine. That's what we want. And that is how we find people who are like what Marcia just described, who are the people who will value art. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to buy each other's art. That's kind of silly. We're all artists here. But what I am saying is if you take that same mentality and say, I want to surround myself with people who recognize the beauty in nature, who recognize the spirit in all of us, who recognize the awe and wonder of the universe, who recognize the spiritual value of art. If you put that out there and you do it again tomorrow, 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 you're going to find them. They're going to start gathering around you. It takes time. Takes time. Kirsten, so it's worrying about money or worrying about the value of the art? I think you're onto something, though. It's worrying about both, because when we worry about the value of the art, What we're really doing, I think, is we're worrying about the money. We're worrying that I need this money and I'm worried that I'm not going to get it through my art because they're not going to see the value in it. But it's not so much that you're looking at I'm just going to say painting. It could be anything. It's not so much that you're looking at your painting and you're going, oh, man, should have used the larger brush on that there, or that's just the wrong indigo. Ah, man. I should have done acrylic instead of oil or whatever. I'm not a painter, so I don't know, right? But that's not what you're thinking. You're not thinking that, oh, the technique was off, or I had a cold that day, or, the dog, whatever, right? It's that you're looking at it and going, I know this is good, or I know that I'm improving, or I know that this is on a certain level, but I'm worried that no one's going to buy it, no one's going to pay for it, or if it's a commission, I'm worried they're not going to like it. I'm worried that they're going to want their money back. I'm worried that, I got this commission, but oh my God, it took me 6 months to get a commission. When's the next one going to come, right? Those are the worries that we have that are amplified inside of our work. So it's definitely the value of the art, but it's the value of the art because we want the money. But it's like looking at the mirror going, I wish I had a better mirror so I looked better. No. Just wipe the crap off your face. Robbins, Mikey, my mother always told me to take typing in shorthand. Yeah, right. No art. Can't make money in art. Yeah, all that stuff. Hi, everyone. Who's that? Hi. Wait a minute. Did I skip that? You have to do it every day. Richard Beatty said, oh, wow, I'm way back. Holy cow. Sorry. Hi, everyone. That is, sorry, Eamon. Hi, Eamon. How you doing? You're new to the group, I believe. Welcome to Daily Fuel. Sorry, I can't see my phone with these glasses on. I have to take them off. So, welcome. Welcome to Daily Fuel. Hi, everyone. Hi, nice to see you. Eamon, if you hit I hope I'm saying your name correctly. If you hit that eCam link at the top of this thing, then it'll let me see you here and I don't have to look on my phone. And there we go. And Aruna says, boy, the essays just keep coming. Aruna says, trusting the outcome of following our passion and being in the flow will give us the best outcome possible, I believe. Letting go of our ideas and goals and unfulfilled desires we attach to and receiving everything that life returns back for our creative and spiritual contribution and self-expression. Yeah. My friend Landon likes to say, let go and let God, right? Just trust in the meantime. Just put it out there and be done. Move on to the next thing and trust. Trust is a big thing. Man, there's 16 different daily fuels going on today. Thank you, guys. Especially this one, Kirsten. Maybe Bansky and Banana Guy are super spiritual and the reflection is projected in their value. I'm sure. Whether they know that they are. Because every human being is spiritual, whether they know it or not, right? We are all spiritual beings. Just whether you believe in the law of attraction or not, it still works for you. Whether you believe you're a spirit in a human suit, you still are. Doesn't matter. If you believe it, you still are. So they definitely are. They've tapped into something, whether they would join this group and be like, oh, I found my people or not. They know that they've tapped into something that is innate in them and they just don't give a crap. That's really it. So stop giving a crap what other people think. Just make your thing. Make it and put it out there. Someone doesn't like it? Who cares? Screw you. You don't like it. Go away. Don't look at it. Did I take it and shove it in your eyeball? No. Stop looking at it if you don't like it. I don't need your opinion. You will find the people who like it, but you got to keep putting it out there and you got to keep putting it out there and you got to keep wading through the people who don't like it. That's kind of why I like Facebook groups, because people won't join if they don't like it. That's what there's a description. Man. Hector, Banksy does it with the intention of controversy, pushing the envelope. I couldn't believe the banana, but I give him respect. Robbins replying to people, Melinda, my 8-year-old granddaughter wants to be an animator, and I'm doing all I can to encourage her and give her experiences now so she can learn to ignore those who tell her to do something else. Well, that's wonderful. I mean, a lot of people don't have that growing up, you know? Luckily, I did. My dad's not here today, but I did. My dad and my mom, too, where they always supported whatever I wanted to do, especially in my art. And I think that that's very important. So if you have kids, definitely I would suggest support them in whatever endeavors they want, because if that's where their spirit's taking them, the spirit knows how to make money. It's you don't not make money because, oh man, my spirit wanted me to be a plumber. They don't make money. Yeah, they do. Right? Everybody makes money if they wanted to, if they're doing the thing that comes out of here. You know what I mean. Hector says, affirmation most mornings on my way to the shop. Speak it in the truth. Yes, good for you. Kirsten, I needed this. Wonderful daily fuel. Thank you. I completely needed to change my perspective. Is that how you say that? Naruna. Oh, Aruna, I love you, man. Here's an essay. Talking about money. I'm going to invest in holochain cryptocurrency. It multiplied people's investment 10 times in less than a month since it got started in March, and try to sell NFTs after this show. Okay, cool. It's the perfect time to buy this coin. Probably will explode this month, replace blockchain, and possibly take over Bitcoin because it provides many solutions for decentralized system upgrades. I decided to attract finances in a quantum way, not only through my art, but investing into projects that will upgrade humanity as a system. All right, cool. I think that's great. I really, really think that's great. If your thinking is, I want to attract money in a quantum way, and you say, show me ways to make money, the universe can show you ways to make money that don't necessarily come from your art. It does not have to, right? And that's something that was hard for me to figure out. It can come from a lot of different places that give you the ability to create your art. The universe is going to support you to create your art. And if this is what's working for you, then go for it. Robin, I put art first and hardly ever money. I was astonished when one of my few sales was a very small marker collage that won an award and sold for $150. Congratulations. I was so surprised. I was sort of attached to it, so I thought no one would pay for that. For it, but it got sold even before I had time to take a photo of it. But fortunately, my friend photographed it for me. Oh, that's nice. So I created art, and in that case, the money followed. There you go. Wonderful story. Thank you. Hector, I once put out a steampunk grandfather clock. I love your grandfather clocks. You ever see Hector's grandfather clocks? Hey, I haven't posted one in a while, but like the first week or two of the group, you posted one. I was like, oh man, that would look killer in my office. Hint. I'm kidding. Seriously though, I love them. Love them. I once put out a steampunk grandfather clock. People thought and said I was crazy with the price. It sat there for months. I knew it would resonate with someone. It finally did, and those people never again doubted what could happen. Exactly, man. You knew the value of that clock. You knew it. And you said, I built it, and I created it, and this is it. Now, one of two things could have happened. You could have stood your ground and known that, no, this is the price, this is the value of it, and I'm willing to wait until I am resonating with that enough to attract the person who will buy that. Because probably by hearing people say, you're crazy, you're then resonating that because you're hearing it. If they're saying it to you, you're resonating it because they're telling you what you're thinking, right? They're telling you the level you're on. If someone's coming to you and being like, you shouldn't be an artist, you stink, or you can't get that money for that, they are just reflecting back your thoughts to you, okay? So if you're hearing that, you got to do something to stop hearing that. That guy who makes $50,000 a website, nobody tells him that, right? And the guy who makes whatever you made on the clock, nobody tells you that anymore either. So you said, no, I understand you telling me that because I'm resonating on that. I'm going to do the inner work to stop resonating on that until I get somebody to pay that amount of money. The other thing you could have done was been like, yeah, I think you're right, I'll lower the price. And you would have sold it and been like, well, they were right, I couldn't sell it for that big amount, so I sold it for this little amount. I guess that's all I'm worth. Don't do that one, do the first one. Richard says, if you don't believe in your art and get excited about it, other people won't either. That's it. Hector, love your attitude, Bobby. Well, thank you. Ray, but... Let's all make Ray happy for a moment, okay? I'm gonna breathe for a second. There we go. Blake is here. Hi, Blake. How are you? Always nice to see you. And Melinda says exactly. That's it. We're done. Exactly. I got it all right. All right, guys. That was great. Wow, that was fun. That was a long one. Wow, cool. Well, I just looked down and it's 4433. The second I looked down at the clock, it was 4433. That was the time on the thing. Wow, my knee just went in a weird way. Anyway, I always love when that happens. When I look and I see 433 on something. If you don't know, that's my number, 433, or anything that ends in 33, but specifically 433. Anyway, let's be done. We should have ended on 433. Damn it. We'll do it again tomorrow. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here today and hanging out with me and commenting. And Blake says, yes, exactly, agreed. I always love when Blake agrees with me. It means I'm doing something right. So thanks so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to continue this conversation. Maybe not exactly tomorrow. I feel like every time we do one of these lives now, it just launches 15 more things I want to talk about. But like I said, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Breathe. Bye.